Firstly, I would like to debunk the myth that multitasking is going to help you. A lot of people think that when they have multiple things to do, they'll open multiple windows and they can really do a lot in the different windows. The reality is our brain is not meant for multitasking. We may think that we are multitasking, but in reality, you are only switching from one task to another task, pretty much like windows. You may open multiple windows, but at one time, you could only be doing your email. You cannot be creating a PowerPoint slide deck while reading your email. So either you read your email or you write and create PowerPoint slides, but you cannot be doing both. So understanding and appreciating this fact is going to help you. You need to move to single tasking. For this, you must decide what are you going to do, and then don't let anything else distract you as much as possible. For example, if you decide I am going to now write that report, it is a good idea to sit down and start writing the report or doing the research for the report, but not be keeping your phone next to you, not be reading your email or checking the internet or checking the stock price all the time. All these Facebook messages, WhatsApp messages, emails beeping and phones ringing, well, they are going to create distractions for you. It is better to close these apps, shut down, and then only work on the thing that you really want to do. This will help you get more things done in shorter time. One of the richest people on this earth, probably number 2 or number 3, is Warren Buffett. He says that the difference between successful people and highly successful people is that highly successful people say no to almost everything. Well, you notice carefully, we are not differentiating between successful people and unsuccessful people. Rather, we are differentiating between the successful and the highly successful people. And the difference is that highly successful people are so laser focused. So for you, the important thing is to start to think and develop a very narrow focus, ignoring all the things you could do and start to do what you should do. Well, you could be checking the prices on the internet, you could be surfing, you could be watching TV, you could be on Netflix, but what you should do is write that report. If you keep on procrastinating, keep on diverting your attention, then nothing much is going to come. Therefore, what you should do is a narrower focus. This helps you to recognize that not all things matter equally, and finding the things that matter the most is an important factor. What are the things that matter the most to you? Well, why don't you write these down on a notebook? As you begin to find a narrower focus, you will be able to tightly connect with what you want, because what you want is what you want to do, nothing else. So if you want to earn more money, well, it won't happen simply by watching Netflix. If you want to become the next best-selling author, it won't happen just by spending the time on reading books all the time. You got to pick a pen, pencil and paper and start to write something. Decide, this is my writing hour. If you don't have an hour, write for 15 minutes. Write for an hour. Whatever time is available. Write a page, write 2 pages. There are countless studies and stories on the internet where whole books have been written in 15 minutes a day. So somebody wakes up at 5 a.m. in the morning and writes 15 minutes a day, and pretty soon within a year they have a best-selling book written down. Well, even if you were to write 1 page every day, at the end of the year you would have more than 300-page book. So don't discount the power of small actions as long as you are doing what matters most to you. You can really achieve extraordinary results by focusing on one or two things single-handedly. So laser focus is what we want. Write down all the things that you want and then look at the list. Give it a hard look. On the second sheet, write down what are the things that you really want to do that are in the long term, that you really want to achieve, that will make you proud, something that will make you content, whatever it is. So write this down from your long list of all the items that you want to do, filter down into what you should do, which ones are going to deliver extraordinary results in your life. Alright, so now let's get down to some tangible things. How do you narrow your focus? Well, simply by creating a to-do list. You might have created a lot of to-do lists, but now we are going to refine it. So the way we do this is we first write down everything on a list. This is a complete brain dump of all the things you want to do, whether they are work related or things that you need to do in your personal life. Just dump it out there. It may take easily 15 to 20 minutes or even slightly longer. Once you get down to it, you will feel that so many things are coming to your mind. Think about all the things and write them down. Just by writing them down, you will feel a sense of contentment, that at least you are not forgetting the things. After we have made this brain dump, we are now going to sift through this list. We are going to prioritize. So prioritize ruthlessly. Look at all these items and then see of these items which ones are the most important, which ones are the most urgent. Initially, it will look like everything on your list is urgent, but as you begin to compare, you will start to see that some things are more important and more urgent than others. When we prioritize, we use the ABCDE method. What is this method and how does this work? Very simple. You first list down the most important things that need to be done and write them with a A next to them. The second set of things will be done only after the A priorities are completed. So the way we use the ABCDE method is very simple. Look at the three letters A, B and C. A will be the most urgent, B will be the second most urgent and C will be the least urgent. So you simply use the ABC method in the beginning. Put an A next to an item if it is really urgent. Put a B if it is really important. And put a C if it is not that urgent or important. By going through this list, slowly you will sift through some of these items as A's, B's and C's. What about the D and the E? Well, D are the activities that you don't have to do personally. You are able to delegate them to somebody else. So D stands for delegate. The activities that we will delegate to other people. And E stands for eliminate. Of course, you have to cut down something. Remember, we are doing this to create a narrower focus. If you remember the Warren Buffett's quotation that I shared with you earlier, you need to build a narrow focus. And since we understand that we cannot be doing everything, certain things must have to be eliminated. Look at the list, give it a hard look and see, if I only do one thing today, what will it be? And those are the items that make to the A list. So ABC is the priority, D is for delegate, and E is for eliminate. Once you have done this, we will now rewrite this list. Write down all the A's on a fresh piece of paper. This should be only ideally 3 to 5 or 10 items. Even less is fine. Below this, you write down your B list, and at the bottom write down the C list. So these are your A, B and C's that you want to do. If you have multiple A's, B's or C's, it is also a good idea to look through and see of all the A's, which one should I work on first, which one should I work on second. And so you can write A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, etc. So you should have numbered list of A's, B's and C's pretty soon. Next, we will decide that we will only focus on the A's first. Until you have an item on the A, you should not go and do something which is on a B list or a C list. Stay focused. A very narrow focus on only A1 will make sure that A1 gets done. Initially, it may look hard, but soon you will start to make progress, and even if you get only one thing done in that one day, at the end of the day, you will feel happy that you got the most important, the most urgent work completed, and now it's off your list. The brain feels happier because nothing succeeds like success. You will also be happier when you see that the most important thing, when you stay focused, actually got done. Once the A1 is completed, you will then focus on the A2 task. If you continue to do this, soon the A's will be gone, and then you will move on to the B's and then the C's. Now, in a day, it is possible that you still have to do some B's or C's, even though they are not the most important things. So initially it's fine, and soon you will get a better idea of how to prioritize. Even after we have written all the A1, A2, A3 and B1, B2, B3 list, looking at the list may feel overwhelming. Therefore, what we should do is, remember, we cannot do everything in one go. We should take one task and set a timeline, set a deadline, set a short deadline that I am going to work on this report and I'll try to complete it in the next 2 hours. I have to finish it. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you think is the right amount of time. Keep a small chunk. If it is a huge task, you cannot do it in one sitting or one day. Break it down and say, let me work on chapter 1. I will complete the chapter 1 in the next 1 hour. Or I will work on this particular report and I'll write this section of the report in the next 45 minutes. So this kind of time limits help us to set a deadline, and our brain works very well when there is a deadline. All the right ideas will start to come to you, and you will be able to complete this in record time. In fact, you can challenge yourself. If it took you 1 hour to finish something, next time set a time limit of 50 minutes and see if you can beat it. Your mind and your body will be focused on completing it, and you might surpass your record, and this alone will also give you a great sense of achievement. Gary Keller, in his very popular book, The One Thing, wrote about the most important thing, the MIT, the one thing that you absolutely must do. So he says that you really need to have a very tight focus and just decide, if I can do only one thing today, what will be that one thing? Another management guru, Brian Tracy, says that you should eat the frog first. That means even the most ugliest thing that you have to do. Generally, most people will procrastinate, and nobody likes to do the ugly thing. You may want to do the things that you like to do, that are interesting to do. But what happens is the most important thing, the most ugly thing never gets done. That's called procrastination. So Brian Tracy says, eat the frog. Do the most difficult, the most uncomfortable thing first. Once you've done this, the rest of the day is going to be much easier. Believe me, I've tried this several times and it really works very well. So the best way of doing this is to really concentrate on only one task. The one thing, the most important thing. Devote your entire focus to it. Cut down your phone, keep it away, shut down your Facebook, keep it away, so that you can dedicatedly focus on only one thing. Once you concentrate and immerse yourself into one task, you will see that your productivity will increase and you will be able to get the satisfaction of completing something that is important to you.